on the ground!
I'm on the ground.
A father arrested by Sacramento County deputies in grim condition, leaving a family in pain.
I want to see my father again with his eyes open. I don't want to see him like that no more.
Plus, supporting a Stockton mom robbed at gunpoint while selling tamales, how you can help. And what to know ahead of this weekend's storm bringing inches of rain and feet of snow. Let's get to the point. His prognosis is grim. That is what the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office is saying about a man that they arrested in the early morning hours of December 6th. His name was Sharano Stingley. He is a father and a grandfather. And tonight his family is by his bedside while he remains unconscious. And they are sharing new video with us and what they say happened that morning, and are calling for the sheriff's office to release more body camera video. But first, we want to share some of the body camera video released by the sheriff's office. It shows part of the arrest outside a home on Whisper Willow Drive over in South Sacramento. And this is not all of the video the sheriff's office released. We know that the video could be hard to watch for some people, so we want to let you know ahead of time. We also do not know all of the details. The video that was released does not show the full incident. So a little after 4 minutes into the clip released by the sheriff's office is when the first deputy arrives on scene and sees Stingley on the front patio of a 911 caller's home. The sheriff's office says that they got a call saying that someone was underneath their work vehicle attempting to steal a catalytic converter and was trying to kick in their door. They were hiding in the garage with their 3 young children, and after several minutes of trying to handcuff Stingley, we sped up the clip and cut it here because we wanted to get to the part when the 3 deputies were able to detain him. It was around that time that the suspect became unresponsive, and Sacramento Metro Fire was called to evaluate him and treat him. Now, the sheriff's office says once Stingley was at the hospital, doctors determined that he had cocaine, meth, THC, and prescription methamphetamine in his system. The family, in an interview with our Chris Thomas just last night, claims that excessive force was used. They also say that their father recently had a series of mental health episodes. And I want to go ahead and bring in Becca Habegger right now because, Becca, you did speak to the family again today.
Yeah, Alex, the family is in pain. We met at Kaiser, South Sacramento, where he's being treated. Today, he remains on life support, and the family wanted to talk about what happened. In fact, they're sharing new video with us that they say gives some more insight into his mental health, and they're calling for the sheriff's office to release more body camera video.
I need my father. He was just here 1 second, and now he's in that room.
Diamond Stingley is the daughter of Sharano Stingley, a man she says is a loving father and grandfather to her 3 kids.
He was just trying to get to me. He was not trying to hurt nobody.
Joined by Tanya Faison of Black Lives Matter Sacramento, Stingley explained that her father had been going through some mental health troubles lately, including early Tuesday morning when he was arrested just down the block from where she lives. She shared this video with ABC 10 from another neighbor's security camera showing Stingley running up to the yard, appearing to be talking to himself, then running into the neighbor's unlocked car, seeming frantic and confused, staying there for less than a minute before running off to the next yard. Stingley believes her dad was trying to find her car, which he has done in the past.
My car's always open. He goes in my car, he sits in my car, so he ended up getting in the car. And they're trying to put a picture up that he's trying to steal or whatever the case may be. No, he sat in my neighbor's car, did not know. That neighbor did not call the cops because they knew he's not like that. He's not a bad person.
It was another neighbor who called law enforcement to their home. Deputies claim for a report of a catalytic converter theft. Deputies were not responding to a mental health call, but family and advocates say they believe deputies could have de-escalated the situation.
When he surrendered, when he came out and said, okay, and he got on his knees, that was an opportunity for them to sit him down and talk to him and ask him, hey, what are you doing out here? You don't beat people when they're down.
Stop resisting. Stingley points to this moment when one deputy appears to hit her dad in the head. The body camera video shows Stingley unconscious around 5:45 a.m. His daughter shared this video she took of paramedics working on her dad at 6:03. According to the video timestamp, she worries paramedics came too late.
Look at him, he's not breathing.
Now Stingley is on life support at Kaiser Permanente South as family worries he'll never wake up. Stingley's daughter shared this photo of her 9-year-old brother visiting their dad.
That's my firstborn.
And he shouldn't be up there like this.
I want to see my father again with his eyes open. I don't want to see him like that no more. I can't take it.
Now, Becca, we know that there are some people who are watching and they will see that body camera video and form the opinion that law enforcement officers acted properly.
Yeah, we know there are, it's one of those body camera videos where it's going to be dividing. People are going to have different opinions about this. So I wanted to give Diamond Stingley an opportunity to respond to that opinion that some will have. She said she's already getting harassed online by some people who do believe that. But she added that, I want to quote her here, "I don't care if he broke a window." To be clear, he's not accused of that, but she was just saying hypothetically, I don't care if he broke a window. It does not justify him not breathing.
And the family is asking for more angles. There were, 3 officers that were there at that time. They're asking for more angles, right?
Yeah, and we asked the sheriff's office for more body camera video as well. That's just kind of our job. More information, the better we can tell the story. But the family specifically said they believe one camera doesn't tell the full story. They also say they'd like to see accountability. So I asked what accountability and justice would look like for them. They say that for them, it would be the deputies involved in this being punished, and for that punishment to be made public. Diamond Stingley also said she had a hard time initially getting information from the sheriff's office. One thing that I think was especially tough for the family was when Stingley was first taken to the hospital, he was considered a suspect, right? He's under arrest. And so there's a certain amount of custody that the sheriff's office retains. But because of his grim condition, as they put it, his medical condition, they put into place what they call a compassionate release on Wednesday. So the family couldn't see him until either late Wednesday or early Thursday morning after he was taken to the hospital on Tuesday. So that was a very tough 24, 48 hours for them with not a lot of information and surely not being able to see their loved one.
All right, Becca, thank you so much. And I also want to be transparent about why we are not showing the entire camera video from the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, even though the family was okay with us showing it. We had a lot of conversations about this video in our newsroom. We also met with our newsroom leaders and reached out to our race and culture team and had some very, very long discussions to ensure that our coverage was not going to harm anyone. You saw it. That video is very hard to watch. There's a lot that was redacted, and it does take a few times to watch it over to really get a sense of what might be happening. So if you do want to watch the video for yourself, you can go to abc10.com/tothepoint. I also want to note that I did reach out to experts, an attorney, prior law enforcement about this video to try to get some context or understanding of what is actually happening in the video. Everyone that I reached out to said that they would need to see more body camera video to get a better perspective of what's really going on. I also reached out to the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office today. They told me at this time they have no updates or comments. And after the break, we're heading out to Stockton. A mom was robbed at gunpoint while she was selling tamales, but the community is really stepping up and we'll have ways that you can also help. And plus, we're also keeping a close eye on that incoming storm. In just a matter of hours, dangerous to near impossible travel is expected in the Sierra. And then here in the valley, well, get ready for a lot of rain. We'll have more details coming after this. A mom and a tamale vendor robbed at gunpoint. It recently happened in Stockton. She lost all the money that she made on that day. But now the community is rallying together to create a so-called buyout of all of her tamales. As our Kurt Rivera shows us, she is calling the community an angel God sent to her.
Under a small patio in the backyard of her home, 45-year-old Veronica Aguilar is creating tamale magic. I think that it's the flavor from the meat is what makes them so good, she says. Using her grandmother's recipe, the native of Michoacan, Mexico, has made and sold her chicken, pork, and cheese tamales for 2 years. But that came to a sudden end after she was robbed at gunpoint. The robbery happened here at the corner of Wilson Way and Alpine. It was November 22nd, a Tuesday morning around 10:45. Veronica was wrapping up her day when a car drove up, seemingly to buy tamales. She stayed in her car and wanted a dozen cheese tamales, she says. Veronica says the female customer was in the car's passenger side and a small child was even in the back. Veronica then approached the car to hand over the tamales. She grabbed a gun and the lady said to give her my money, cell phone, and car keys. I did so without hesitation. The suspect's red car, as she described it, immediately took off, leaving Veronica shaken by the experience. I'm scared to go out now. I suffer a lot of anxiety and depression. But enter Stockton hip-hop artist and community organizer Alfonso Grijalva. Fonzo, as he likes to go by, heard what happened to Veronica.
Took a firearm and robbed them and took everything. And I just can only imagine how helpless Veronica had felt.
So Fonzo has organized what he's calling a community buyout this Sunday at the Hatch Workshop in downtown Stockton. Veronica will be there with her tamales with the hope she will sell out.
Hopefully that can show her that the community in Stockton, we don't condone that. That was an isolated incident where one person decided to make that decision.
And what does Veronica think? Priceless. I think it's like an angel that God sent me. Things happen for a reason. I don't know how to repay him for the love and support we received from him.
And if you would like to take part in the community buyout, it happens on Sunday from noon until 3, and it takes place at the Hatch Workshop at 40 South Union Street in downtown Stockton. They are also accepting donations on Veronica's behalf. For more information, head to abc10.com/tothepoint. And a big storm is on the way, and it has the potential to bring power outages. So after the break, the timing and what SMUD is asking you to do. All right, this is a live look over Highway 50 and Myers tonight. People are heading up to the hills before a big storm rolls into Northern California. And then starting later tonight, dangerous to near impossible travel is expected in the mountains. The storm is bringing snow, rain, and a lot of wind. And SMUD tells us that they are keeping an eye on possible power outages and wants you to report an outage if power goes out.
If people do experience a power outage, that they report that outage either at 888-456-SMUD. That's our call line, or they can easily go online and we have a great outage map.
And let's go ahead and get over to Carly Gomez with the timing of this incoming storm. Carly?
Yeah, we're looking at it coming in a matter of hours, really. Right now in the Gilmore backyard, we are seeing those moderate temperatures, and we are looking at temperatures right now in those mid to low 50s. So that's the good news, is that we're at least not freezing at this point in time. It's not going to be until next week we see temperatures, especially in the overnight hours, near 32 degrees, 34 right now in Tahoe. And we are expecting those strong winds and gusts to move in early morning hours Saturday. I'm talking right after midnight, continuing into Saturday afternoon. 3 p.m. is the latest it gets through the strongest winds. Now, valley downpours will start up as early as about 3:34 a.m. and continue on through the mid-morning hours. Heavy snow hitting the Sierra all throughout Saturday and into Sunday. We are looking at very dangerous travel for the weekend. Please avoid it if you can. Otherwise, just enjoy being home if you can do that. Low pressure system here is bringing a lot of that moisture into the Pacific Northwest, now approaching areas of the northwest corner of the state, and it's going to start moving its way in the next few hours. Now, we are starting to see a little bit of those lighter flurries there for the high Sierra, still not impacting major highways just yet. It's going to be the huge brunt of the storm that comes in the early morning hours. That'll be the biggest impact. But the winter storm warning does go into effect at 10 p.m., lasting until 4 a.m. on Monday, bringing 2 to 5 feet of snow for areas of the Sierra. Above 3,500 feet is where we're going to see some of the accumulations really starting to pick up. Wind gusts 45 plus miles per hour, blowing snow, reducing visibility there. Again, travel not advised, especially in the Sierra. Wind advisory in the valley spots here toward the foothill around 3 p.m. That's when it's expected to end. We will still see some of the winds into your evening hours, just not quite as strong. Let's talk about the winds blowing, because they're going to have an effect in the Sierra as well, with an avalanche watch in effect until 7 a.m. on Saturday to 7 a.m. on Sunday. Take a look at this. 2:30 a.m. You're already seeing the winds picking up, coming in out of the southeast, picking up for the Sierra. But watch this. We get the intense winds coming in at 7 a.m. 31 mile per hour winds in Elk Grove, 27 in Sacramento. The gusts as high as 45 miles per hour. Then continuing to remain pretty strong even around 2 p.m. You're still looking at 15, 25 mile per hour winds. and then they finally start to cease and slow down around 11 p.m. as we'll still see a little bit of a pickup for the High Sierra. All right, let's talk about timing. Starts coming in around 2 a.m. and continues to get heavy anywhere from 4 until about 9 a.m. or so. Very heavy downpours. Continues to remain somewhat heavy until at least mid-morning, early afternoon. But then finally, you're seeing a little bit of a break starting to happen after around 5 o'clock. We get still some more scattered showers in the evening hours and then picking up heavy once again around midnight on Sunday. And then continuing to be scattered showers the remainder of your Sunday with thunderstorm chances Sunday. By Monday, the event is gone for the valley especially. We are looking at as much as 1.5 to even a little over 2 inches of rain for the valley spots, even more of that for the foothills. We could see again up to 5 feet of snow at Donner. You're looking at 40 to 80 inches potentially for Carson Ebbets in that 10-day forecast. Well, that brings us a wet weekend with clearing for the week, but look at the overnight lows, 32 degrees, so freezing point there with potential for more rain the following weekend.
Thanks, Carly. I also want to mention that Carly and our team of meteorologists have been working very hard on a 4-part series called Mega Flood. It airs next week right here on To The Point at 6:30. And it's that time of the week. Our John Bartel takes us on the back roads, you already know, and John is taking us tonight to Mono County to warm up at the historic Benton Hot Springs. Take a look.
As the snow melts on the White Mountains, it seeps into the earth. A portion of that mineral-rich water is heated by lava and geothermal activity below. Eventually, that heated mineral water makes its way to Benton Hot Springs in Mono County for visitors like Janelle Younger to enjoy.
We have traveled to so many hot springs all over California, all over the western states, and Benton Hot Springs, it was always a dream to get up here.
It's a dream for many reasons. Panoramic mountain views, the secluded soaking pools, and, of course, the water.
I mean, a lot of people would, ask me how old I am all the time, and, I explain I'm going on 95.
The water at Benton Hot Springs is clean. It's the perfect temperature, and it's the reason that owner Bill Bramlett has been living here for so long.
Are you really going on 95?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. I was kidding. You had me going there.
Benton Hot Springs may not be the fountain of youth, but it has provided a pretty good living for Bill's family ever since his race car driving grandfather bought the place in 1928.
Raced from Los Angeles to San Francisco. He raced a locomotive to help promote the automobile.
Bill's great-grandfather bought Benton Hot Springs before the Los Angeles Department of Water could turn it into a part of the LA Aqueduct. The family operated a store, a gas station, a hotel, and a bar, which is full of these decorative Jim Beam bottles.
People would collect them, and then at the same time, you would use the Jim Beam out of them.
The town of Benton used to be an old silver mine, and when the Bramlett family bought the place, they preserved many of the old buildings, like the historic hotel, which was frequented by many movie stars.
For anybody who likes old westerns, they'll know who Ben Johnson is.
The historic hotel is now a museum, but across the street, Bill's wife Diane renovated some of the other rooms. Each one has its own theme, and it's uniquely decorated.
But it's all period pieces. And so there's a beauty to that. And there's a story behind most of the furniture.
And if the rooms are all booked up, visitors can pitch a tent at one of the 12 campsites and enjoy the property and the water, which, by the way, doesn't have that rotten egg smell like other hot springs.
You won't smell sulfur.
Yeah, it doesn't smell.
No. The sulfur level is at a very low level.
The water may be the main attraction, but preserving and sharing the history of the property is a big part of Benton Hot Springs. And just a warning, the amenities here are rustic and authentic to the time, and that may not be for everyone.
We're not a Ritz-Carlton.
From the relaxing waters at Benton Hot Springs, I'm John Bartel. Hope to see you on the backroads.
All right, and you can find more Backroads stories on abc10.com/backroads or just text the word backroads to 916-321-3310. We're back after this. Okay, before we go tonight, we want to give a very, very big shout out to Ruth Flaherty and her daughter. Her daughter has a candle company. She crafts and they use their skills to help the community. And Ruth tells us that they've been watching To The Point and they feel that they need to help people living out in the cold this winter. So they're creating care packages for the unhoused. They sent us this photo of what they have and they plan to cook soup and chili and pass out hats and gloves as well. And they tell us that their goal is to distribute at least 100 care packages to our unhoused friends of Sacramento.
And I came from a very poor background. We weren't homeless or houseless, I would say. But we were very close. It really hits home to me. It resonates with me and I want to help as many people as we can help.
And Ruth and her daughter will be passing out supplies in Midtown and downtown Sacramento on December 18th. They are looking for even more donations. So if you are able to help, you can reach out to us or you can go to our website right now at abc10.com/tothepoint to get more info. And you can contact Ruth and her daughter directly. Ruth, I want to say thank you so much for reaching out. I'll be calling you right after the show, so I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night. Have a great weekend, everyone. Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.